believe that every woman has the right to be high maintenance because, let's be honest, when women are low maintenance in a relationship or a marriage, that usually means that they're maintaining themselves and their man. And sweetie, if you've managed to get yourself a nice lifestyle, like you have your own apartment, your own car, a good steady job, some money in the bank, and you're supporting a man in a patriarchy, the same patriarchy where you as a woman are at a great disadvantage, girl, say it ain't so. So I had a makeup test. My face does not match my neck. Let's not talk about it. Okay. I don't believe that women should be low maintenance, like at all, because when they are low maintenance, they usually end up maintaining themselves and the man that they're with. And because men are men, many of them will end up feeling emasculated when their partner earns more, owns more, or just has a more financially stable life. Girl, this isn't just for the heteros. They be on the same BS when they're queer too. And that's why I say because men are men, because it doesn't even matter what their sexual orientation is. They're still gonna end up feeling emasculated and wanting to impose themselves as the man in charge, the big man on top. Like, you're not the big man on top though. Your name is not on the lease. It's not your name on a car note. It's like if you're the big man on top, why did you need her help getting your credit score up? Going back to the heteros, it's really effed up because whether that woman starts making more money during the relationship or she was already ahead of him from day one, that man, like his insecurity, is gonna show up anyway. And unfortunately, instead of using that insecurity, that feeling of discomfort to motivate themselves to level up, a lot of men, they just use that feeling to self sabotage the woman they're with. They don't feel inspired, they don't grow, they resent. And the sad truth is that there's often no return on investment when a woman takes a chance on a man that earns significantly less than she does. The reward for maintaining him for all that time usually ends up being cheating, manipulation, gaslighting, mismanaging your money, or just plain old entitlement. He still wants to be treated like he's the man of the house, even when it's not his house. And personally, I think that if you have to make a man feel like a man, honey, that's not your man. That's your firstborn child. So many women are conditioned to accept this. Even when they earn more, they still bend over backwards to protect their man's ego. They perform domestic labor even when they don't need to, like even when they're so financially well off that they can afford to hire help. They still will do the cooking and the cleaning because a lot of men, for whatever dark twisted reason, they enjoy you not resting, they enjoy you laboring, they enjoy you sweating in front of that stove, girl. How many times have you heard a man flirt with you and he says, so when are you gonna cook for me? Who are you? Who says that? They flirt by saying, so when are you gonna cook for me?
Who the fuck wants a man in their house? I wouldn't.
Why would I be enticed to labor? Why would labor be foreplay? So, yes, you'll see a woman who can easily afford a housekeeper and a cook still peeling potatoes in the kitchen after clocking out of her 12-hour shift at the hospital just to soothe her man's very, very fragile sense of masculinity. I generally believe that a lot of women who pride themselves on being low maintenance, I feel like that's just like one of the telltale signs of dangerously low self-esteem. And I think that self-esteem is not, I don't think that's something, especially women, I don't think that's something you just have. We're conditioned to have low self-esteem because a lot of women are conditioned to have low self-esteem. There's so many men that are walking around with the delusion that they have game, that they're that guy. And that's why their girlfriends or their wives tolerate so much of their nonsense. I think a lot of us men need to know that you don't have game. The woman you are with simply has low self esteem. You know, my girl, she's just so chill. She loves me so much. I have a real one. She works more hours than I do. She makes more money than I do. Hell, I get home 2, 3 hours before her. But guess what happens? When she comes back, when she steps into that house, I put my feet up and she starts making dinner because I'm that guy. You're not that guy. You're not an alpha. You're not him. You're not Himothy. The woman you are with simply has low self esteem. Okay, okay. For the women who regularly listen to men's podcasts, for whatever reason you decide to indulge in that dark side of the internet, there's a good chance that you've heard men, like when men are advising women, they tell them stuff like they should be low maintenance and that they should be a man's piece. They say stuff like women don't realize that it's so easy to make a man happy. We're such easy creatures. We're so simple minded. All we need is our tummy full and our balls empty.
Only two things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty. So you're amazing at half of it. We really need to get you some cooking lessons.
Till today, it is insane that I got that exact quote from someone's wedding vows. And of course, his wife came out and defended him. She said, "That's how we joke. That's how we jest. If you guys don't have a sense of humor, you guys are being like really weird. My husband jokes. I have a sense of humor. Godspeed." Girl, even his mama was embarrassed. And you're not embarrassed? All these men on podcasts, when they're giving advice to women, they always say that men are so easy. They're such simple creatures. It's so easy to keep a man, to make and keep a man happy. And that all us high maintenance, bitter women all gonna end up alone. That means nothing to someone like me who doesn't really give a fuck about marriage. So I sincerely doubt that I will ever be one of those women who gets married or is in a long term relationship and she's like feeling better than any other woman. Like, I sincerely doubt I will ever be on that BS. And if I ever am, somebody knock me in the side of the head. Anyway, to the women who are tuning in to men's podcasts, seeking advice on how to get a good man and how to keep that good man, I need those women to understand that most of the advice is meant to benefit the man. It's not meant to benefit you. It's not meant to give you that beautiful, monogamous, blessed, beautiful marriage. No, it's designed to put women on the path of being a stressed out, chronically tired, unappreciated, understanding, unacknowledged wife appliance. And I like to say for the record that I got the term wife appliance from Bourbon Bougie. There's so many examples for how low maintenance women maintain themselves and their man. You know those women who like they own the car, but Monday to Friday they're either taking a bus or a train. They do that because they have to leave their car for their boyfriend just in case he wants to run errands. That man don't even have a job, but you're leaving the car for him. Another example of how low maintenance women maintain themselves and their man. There's so many women who go online, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, if you're that old. No shade, but Facebook if you're that old. They go online bragging about how their husband just paid for this vacation, just paid for their car, just did that, paid for this really nice dinner. Meanwhile, they're the ones paying for it all. They're the ones paying for it all. Do you guys know of that interracial couple where it's a black woman and a white man, and she used to brag about how he does this, and that for her, and that he's a provider.
Bitch, let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid the deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend.
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all. But yeah, you would think that men would feel encouraged when they watch their woman work so hard. You'd think they say, wow, if my partner can thrive in a patriarchy that actively is stacked against her, then I should be motivated to work harder and eventually probably surpass her because this is a patriarchy. But no, instead of being motivated to level up, they do the opposite. Instead they're telling you that your degree is worthless. Why do women even need to go to school? Your degree is useless. Your job is useless. Isn't it funny how a woman's degree isn't useless when you need her half of the rent, when you need her to give you $20,000 for her share of the down payment of you guys' first home? But it's honestly so wild that so many women, like we have women doctors, surgeons, accountants, when they come home, they immediately just switch into wife mode. And they do this because they don't want to emasculate their boyfriend or their husband. Like these women really feed into the BS that says, oh, well, it's hard being a man. If he's had a hard day at his hard job and his hard life, even though I am a lawyer, head of a department at a hospital, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't help him feel like a man. Again, if you need to make a man feel like a man, that is not a man. That is your firstborn child. That is your firstborn child. You just don't know it yet. It's so crazy that a lot of people genuinely believe that no matter how demanding a woman's job is, whether she's a truck driver, a nurse, a partner at her law firm, a head of a department at a hospital, like no matter what her job is, the moment her feet crosses the threshold, she's expected to transform into an agreeable, enthusiastic wife appliance. And you know what? That BS is probably somewhere in the Bible, along with the whole man is the head, woman is the neck, shoulder, rib, whatever Christian babble. Now, if you genuinely want a relationship where a man is the head and you are his helpmate, that's the word. If you tell yourself that I know what I'm doing, okay, I'm playing the long game. I don't know about you bitches, but someone's gonna pick me. This apple's gonna get plucked, okay? See, because if I just tell him that I don't need flowers, that flowers are stupid, and I don't need him to like pitch in at home, and he just needs to pay for whatever he can afford to pay, be it half or a quarter of the rents, and I tell him that I'm just trying to be his piece, I'm gonna get my happily ever after. Godspeed. Like, I wish you the best of luck with that.
What are you saying?
I think I said it.
You ain't say anything.
I think I did.
Why don't you say what's unsaid?
Maybe I only need to say what I need to say when I need to say it.